Because they, is that because they
Hebrew
read that
backwards.
one?
Well, they live in the East.
All the Eastern languages
You start
go
at the
from
back.
right to left. The Western languages go from left to right. Your Latin, your Greek, and all of that go from left to right. Your Latin, your German, and everything. The Eastern languages go from right to left. How many of you knew that? Well, anyway, there it is. The reason why I'm bringing this,
This one does.
yeah, we're getting an introduction to this. I mean, the Jews say that they knew their language all the time. They did not. They lost their language. They would quote Hebrew at the Passover and things like that, but they didn't use their language. For hundreds and hundreds of years, they didn't use it. Now, there were Hebrew scholars that wrote all during those times, and they wrote things down. In the 800s, they pointed Hebrew. Hebrew was not pointed at all before that. All of the old Hebrew texts before the 800s were all written without pointing. Pointing was something, pointing is your vowels.
Okay.
They didn't have any vowels. You just had to know the language. Now, when I learned Hebrew, they made me learn Hebrew without the vowels to begin with. I had to learn the text. If you go to Israel, you're not going to have the vowels. You're going to have the text. You'll just have to supply. You'll have to supply the vowels by knowing what the words are. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I don't write the vowels so many times, because I had to learn it without the vowels. I had to learn the vowels too, also. And in your books there, in the front of it, you'll see the vowels like Brother Randall put up here on the door, up here on the deal last week. You'll see the vowels down there. But if you really learn Hebrew, you'll know the Hebrew without the vowels. Now, the vowels do mean something when you're translating it, yes. But remember that the vowels didn't come into 800 A.D., not B.C. Okay? So they understood all this a long time ago. All of the ancient texts, if you're going to read any ancient Hebrew text, you're going to have to learn to read it without vowels. Okay? Have to learn to read it without vowels. There's salsa over there, Brother Brett.
No, I saw that,
Homemade
yeah.
salsa. You will like that. That's like Sinaloa salsa, okay?
Okay.
Now you want to go get some? I made it. All right. That makes your hair grow, by the way. That's hog rinds. That's good for your hair.
Like you saw, huh?
On your head.
The vowels were always there, but they were just never written down.
The vowels weren't
until
there.
1200.
The vowels were not there.
They created them.
They created them later so they could learn how to pronounce it. Okay?
So
So they could learn how to pronounce the Hebrew, because you just had to know the Hebrew.
And you have, what I can't understand is, could there be several different meanings then? And you could supply different vowels in the next guy? Vowels.
The Hebrew, when they saw it, they knew what they were saying in there. But the only thing about it is the Hebrews, the Jews, don't know biblical Hebrew grammar. There's a real problem there. And if you don't believe me, just read that JPS text here, compared to what a Hebrew grammar, a Hebrew, did you bring your, is that your Hebrew lexicon, Analytical Greek Lexicon by Davidson? Is Davidson down there? That's Davidson. This is Davidson. You take that and you learn the Hebrew grammar, and then you go find the Jewish Publication Society's translation. You'll find out it's not a translation, it is an interpretation. All right? Nothing like a translation.
That book, right, they go together, or what?
We're going to study. We studied this. We took this in Genesis 1 and 1 and Genesis 1 and 2, and we went different places, and we found out where they intentionally translated the word Hayah different, because they didn't believe it. And we're going to see it later on in the 5th chapter here. We're going to see it again. We're going to go back to it again, so I brought it just in case we get that far. Okay?
That's just the Old Testament?
This is the Old Testament. That's all it is. Jews only know the Old Testament.
Yeah, right.
They don't care anything about the New Testament. All right? But this is the Hebrew Bible. All right?
And the vowels were when?
About in the 800s, somewhere in the 7th century, they invented the vowels.
A.D.
A.D. A.D. Okay? If you, okay, right in this little thing that I handed out,
yeah.
I didn't hand this out earlier. I just gave you mine because this thing is a copyright problem, but I did want you to have it. And so if you look at this with me, all right, so you can see what I'm talking about here. I'm not lying to you. The Old Testament Hebrew has 22 consonants. However, the written text does not contain vowels. These vowel points were invented and inserted during the 7th century A.D. That's what it says there. Okay?
What was the date?
7th century A.D., which is the 800s. All right? The consonants were written always from right to left, just reverse literally from the English writing. Okay. Now this is from Cates, Kyle M. Yates, Hebrew grammar. Okay. And let's go through this just real quickly. What'd you say, Brother Ryan?
The 7th century, wouldn't that be the 600s?
Yes, you're right.
Oh, that's
You're right.
right.
I went the wrong way. I was thinking backwards.
Well,
It's in the 600s. You were right.
he's always referring to the one
Yeah.
behind you.
7th century, 600s.
So he said it was
The 600s, not 800s. 200 years old. Thank you, Ray.
Vowels.
I went back the other
Just said
direction
800.
in my
It's
thing.
okay, we know you're
Huh?
slipping, it's all good. We know you're slipping, man.
So it's 14.
There's a bill
Yeah, it's AD. Yeah, I was thinking BC instead of AD. I goofed.
So it's 600 AD.
600 AD, yeah. 7th century, 600 AD. Boy, how did I ever get mixed up like that? Get you some of that salsa. You will like that.
I'm going to try you next time around.
Okay. All right, let's read these things a little bit. Just kind of go over them. I don't want to run you off. I've already run some of them off with Hebrew. All right. Alif. And what kind of a pronunciation, representation, transliteration would that be? The Alif? Silent.
You're in 423.
Oh, we're right here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're doing it.
We're doing we're just going to go over the alphabet for a moment. The Alif is silent. You have to have a vowel to tell you what it was, but you would know what it is. All right? Now, I'm not going to point this word. Now, here's the word up here. I didn't point either, but I made a mistake and didn't do that. What is that word?
Belial.
Belial. Thank you. Brother. You get an A plus tonight. Belial. All right.
It had nothing to do with, he was in Sunday school this morning. When
Yeah.
he wrote that in English.
What is that word? Can you read that without points?
That's Jehovah.
It's kind of like Elohim.
Elohim. You didn't need the points, did you? See, you learned to do it. That's the way the Jews read the writing before the 7th century, okay? They just did this, okay? All right. I want you to get that across to you. I don't try to just founder you with stuff, and my class keeps getting smaller, and they even write emails and telling me to slow down, okay? Just tell me what it means, not what everything about it. So I'm trying to give you a little bit, okay? Alif and Bay, okay? And what does that stand for? B and B, okay? The B and B. If it's hard, it's a strong B. If it is not, it's like a B, okay? And then Gamel, all right? And what is it like? It's like two different sounds, the G and the GH, okay? And then Dalit, all right? And what is that one? D and DH. It's a hard and a soft one. And then we have the word Hey. All right, that's the one right here, see? That one. Okay? Hey, and that's like H and like in hat. Okay? And then the wow or bow. Wow in biblical Hebrew, ba in modern Hebrew. So you got it both ways. This is the biblical Hebrew grammar, so you will see it biblical Hebrew. So I'm telling you the other thing also. All right? And then we have Zion. And what kind of a letter does that represent? A Z. All right. Heth. All right. Now there's a different pronunciation for this in modern Hebrew. Chet. Chet. CH. All right. Instead of Heth. Chet. All right. And then we have the word Teth. Teth. That's the snake-looking thing. Okay. And that is a T. And then we have the word yod, which is the shape of the hand. All right? The shape of the hand. And that's a Y. And then we have the word kaf. Kaf. And that is K and KH sound. And then we have the word lameth, and that's easy. That's like a whip, and it is what? L. All right. Now we have mem. Mem. Mem is two. It has a final, and it's just like the cough. It has a final and a final. All right. One in the letter and a final also. And then we have mem. It has a letter in the word and a final. All right. The letter in the word looks much like a mem to me that I can't say it. What does it look like in English? A G, kind of. And then the other one looks like an O, and I always leave it open at the top. Mem, and that's like a M. And then neen, or none. None. None, you have a final, and one in the letter also, and that's N. And then we have the word somic. Somic is another S. Another S. Okay? And then we have the word ayin. 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 And that is silent also. Then we have the word pay. There's a final pay and a pay in the word, and that is like P and what? P and PH. All right? And then we have the word tadhe. Tadhe. Okay? And then you have one in the word and at the final. We also have a final. That has a final letter also. And then we have the word kof. Kof. Like a Q. All right? It's also like a Q or a K with a little different pronunciation. All right? And then we have the word resh. That's like the back of the head, and that's an R. Is this helping you any? Going over these things each time just a little bit? And then we have sin and shin. Modern Hebrew has shin and sin. Okay? They did it backwards. They say they did it backwards. I think they did it backwards. Since they're the oldest has the ones that has produced the writings longest are the biblical Hebrew scholars, so I'll believe them before I do the modern Hebrew. And then we have the word towel. Towel. All right, that's a T also. So we have lots of T's in there, lots of S's and lots of T's. All right, now let's get into the Bible and forget this for a while, okay? We won't worry you plumb out. I hope you're learning it a little bit. Vayomer. 423. Vayomer. All right, what's the next word? Anybody know what that? Lamech. All right, Lamech, and it looks just basically like it is. Lamech.
You gonna spell it?
Okay. Oh, or Vayomer.
Or you can run it however you think is.
Baiyomer. Vayomer. All right. See, you don't have the other book to look back on, so I'm going to help you. Okay. All right. Vayomer Lamech. Lemech. Lamech. See that word, that lameth in the front of it there? On that word? See down below, see the vowel down there? That's like an E. Lamech. See that down below the lameth? Lameth and the mem, the same vowel, lamech. Okay? Lamech. And then we have the word Lina Shah. Lina Shah. Lina Shah is what it would be in biblical Hebrew. Lina Shah is modern Hebrew. It's got a B instead of a wa on the end of it. Okay? I think I'm the only one teaching this both ways. I've never heard it taught both ways. I learned it both ways, but I never heard it taught. Lina Shav. Lenashav, or a W at the end, biblical Hebrew. Okay? And then we have the name down there. What is her name? Adah. Adah. All right? Adah. Later on, guess who had a wife named Ada? Who had a wife named Ada later? Esau had a wife named Ada later on. All right? Ada A-D-A-H. Just like it is. And then we have Vitzillah. Vitzillah. And the vit is in front of it is N-Zillah. Vitzillah. Zillah. Vitzillah. V-E-T-Z-I-L-L-A-H. Vitzillah. And then we come to the word. You know how to spell this one, Randall? Shaman. Shaman. S-H-E-M-A-A-N. Shaman. See those double A's in there? Shaman. All right? And then Kali. Kali. K-A-W-L-I. I'm just guessing.
Is that voice?
Kali is voice, yeah.
They like-
My voice. Kali, my voice. Okay? Now, this isn't, the way I'm spelling
When you
this
spelled
isn't
it, just
hard
how
to
to
find.
make it
I'm just
that
doing the
come
best
out.
I can do. Are you lost?
No.
You're doing all right.
Just write it in.
Okay, now I'll go down to the next line. The third line down. How did we say this word? Anybody know? Randall, you know this one?
Wives
Neshe.
Of wives, huh?
Neshe.
Nash.
Neshe. Remember? Isha. Isha Neshe. 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 N-E-S-E-S-H-E-I. Neshe. And then we have the word we saw before. See that word right there? You saw that one up there in the line up above. You know, the first line. Lamech. Neshe, Lamech. Lamech. L-E-M-E-C-H. Lamech. Then Hazinah. 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 Okay? H-A-Z-E-N-N-A-H. It's pretty hard when you learn this biblical Hebrew and to translate it over. I'm putting it in modern Hebrew, okay? But I'm telling you both ways. That's a trick. Imrate. Imrate. Roll your tongue. Imrate. That's the way the modern Hebrew. Imrate. Just like Spanish. All right? Imrate. I-M-R-A-T-I. Imrate. That's my speech, by the way. And then what's the next word down there on the next line? See that first one right there? That one right there, we've seen it a lot. Key. 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 K-I or K-E-Y, either way you want to say it, key. That's the last word down there. And then ish. Ish. Now you have heard me say ish a lot of times. Ish and isha. All right. I talked about ish and isha yesterday when I did a wedding. Ish and isha, man and woman. Or ish is for men or because men. Ish, I-S-H. And then haragti. 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 Say haragti. Roll that R. Haragti. Haragti. H-A-R-A-G-T-I.
That had R in it. Oh,
Yeah. Haragti. Haragti. I'm trying to do it like the modern Hebrew. All right. And then lefitzi. 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 L-E-F-I-T-Z-I. Lefitzi. Lefitzi. And this is a long verse now. Let's go over here in the next page over there. Veyeled. Veyeled. V-E-Y-E-L-E-D. Veyeled. Then we have a long word here. It doesn't look as long as it is in English. Li chab burate. Li chab burate. Can you say that, Randall? All right. That's a double B in there. Double B. Li chab burate. L-E-C-H-A-B B-U-R-A-T-I. Lechab burate. You have to roll the R. Lechab burate. All right. Lechab burate. My scar. For my scar. Now let's go back and translate this just a little bit. All right? Look at it. Let's say it quickly together. Vayomer Lamech Linashav. Okay. Adah. Bet Zillah. Shimon, Kali, Neshe, Lamech, Hazinah, Imrati, Ki, Ish, Haragati, Lefetzi, Ve'elet, Lichaburati. All right. Boy, what a verse. That's a long verse. Okay. And said, third person masculine singular, cal, well, consecutive and perfect. All right. And do you see the root of that word down below there? Do I have it written down there? The root. Aleph, mem, ro. All right. See that? Amer. Page 55. You can look that up in Brown, Driver, and Briggs. Sometimes I give you more than one lexicon in there. Sometimes I'll give you Gesenius also. And said, and kept on saying Lamech. He was singing the song. He kept on singing this like a song. And said, and kept on saying Lamech to his wives. He's singing the song to his wives. Okay? Adah and Zillah, hear my voice. Shema'an Kali. Shema'an Kali. Hear my voice. Neshe, of wives of Lamech. All right. Hazinah, hearken or listen to Imarati, might speech. Okay. All right. And then Ki-ish, because men are for men, haragti, to slay. All right. Now that word to slay there, it means I have slain. I have slain. Because men I have slain, is what he literally says. Men I have slain. First person construct singular, cal perfect is perfect tense. Men I have slain. He's a killer of men. This is a killer right here. This is a murderer. And he's bragging about being a murderer. For my wound, lefitzi. For my wound, for my bruise. All right? By the way, you go back up there, Hazanah. See that word Hazanah? That means you women listen to my voice. You women listen to my voice. Okay? And what it is hithel, imperfect, and it's feminine plural suffix. You women. In Hebrew, you know, you've got a lot of stuff in there. The guy is speaking, so here we have hithel, imperfect, all right. And then we've got the feminine plural suffix to it. You women listen to my speech, because men I have killed, I have slain for my wound. And then he said, the Yaled and the young men. Now he's killing children. He's a killer of men and a killer of children. Young men, young boys. I have killed young boys.
Jim, the Bible says, for hurting me. Did it say he hurt?
For wounding me.
Oh,
He was wounded. All right. And for wounded here, he said he was wounded, he was bruised. For my bruise. For my bruise. Lefitzi. For my bruise. He was bruised. Okay. So he was bruised, so he killed them. He murdered them because they bruised him. Whether they bruised his pride or bruised his person, we don't know. But he murdered them. Now he killed men and he has killed young boys. He killed men and young boys. For my lechaburate. All right. For my hurt. My stripes. Okay. Injury. Yeah. For my injury. He got a scar. So for his scar, he murdered young boys.
He was, as you noted here, out for revenge.
Yes, he was. He was out for revenge. He wanted to kill. He killed for revenge. And, you know, there are people. I might say this. His sword became his God. His sword became his God. Now, there are, how many of you have seen these stars and people that have personal bodyguards?
Yes.
I have.
Okay, personal bodyguards. Okay. I got to go with I went to a seminar that had these bodyguards and everything. A lot of these people are mercenaries. And I'm going to tell you something. Those people like to kill people. They enjoy killing people.
Yeah, it
It is an adrenaline rush. When they get into a bad situation where they have to kill somebody, this is adrenaline. This is like dope to them. They want it. Now, you and I, we don't want to have personal confrontation when it comes to death, do we?
No.
Normally?
No.
I mean, you try to live and get on through it. I've had some of these things, and I don't like it. I don't want to go have any more. I take care of it when I got to take care of it, and that's it. I don't long for this. But these people long for the adrenaline rush to kill. That's what he did right here. This is this guy. This is the guy. All right? He loved to kill. His sword became his god. His club became his god. He killed for revenge. And these people were probably related to him. Maybe his nephews. Maybe his brothers. Okay? He killed. Some of them were younger and some were his age. Some were horizontal and some were less diminutive. He killed children. He killed children. If you kill this guy... Yeah. Lamech. Lamech. Remember what his name means. What does his name mean, remember? It means like Adonai, King of Kings, Lord of Lords. But his name, in a negative way, was someone that rumbles.
He's a rumbler.
He was a rumbler. He was a ganger. He was a killer. He enjoyed killing him, but enjoyed conquering. Okay.
He's a Harley Davidson. Crip. Cholo.
This is the kind of people. They love to get out and, the gangs. But to join some of these gangs, you've got to kill somebody. So therefore, we have all these kills. This is the kind of person that Lamech was. He's a rumbler. He's a killer. He's a conqueror. He's a fighter. A mercenary. All right, next word. 424 now. Yes.
Before you, not to get off, but you said in one part of this translation it said he kept on singing. He kept on.
Oh yeah, he was like singing this song right up here.
He kept on.
And he said and kept on saying. This was like a song, like a ballad that he was singing to his wives.
Well, I remember that in reading, I didn't put this down, so I read to where we are today.
Yeah.
It was so interesting. But I remember that you used that same wording when you were talking about them eating, when she ate the fruit.
Yeah, kept on eating. They kept on eating.
With an insatiable desire.
And when Cain killed his brother,
they kept on slaying him. In perfect tense. He just kept on gashing, kept on slaying. Once you get into sin and temptation, it just becomes uncontrollable, doesn't it?
It controls you.
Yeah.
But I was surprised about the eating, and you said that's where gluttony actually started.
And gluttony started right there.
Because I thought she just took one bite.
No. And they just kept on eating. Boy, they emptied the tree.
They're going to do it.
They emptied the tree. Well, we already done it. Boy, it tastes good. Let's grab some more. And they just kept on gorging themselves. All right. 424. 424. Rex, you got to taste some of that salsa. It's going to be gone.
I just gobbled some of it up, man. My belly's already burning.
Did you eat some?
Yeah.
You did. All right.
Yeah.
It's mild. It's not far.
Oh. Well, I just tell you
It's not far. So what's this next word here? 424.
Key.
Right to left. What is it?
Key.
Key. Key. Like K-I or K-E-Y, either way you want to say it. Okay? It's not chiseled in stone, I'm going to tell you. This pronunciation's this. All right? Shivatayim. All right? Shivatayim. That means 70, 7 times. Okay? Shivatayim. S-H-I-V-A-T-A-Y-I-M. Shivatayim. How do you say this next word there, Randall? You know how you say that word? You come. You come. Yuk and then come. Yuk, come. It's got a double K in it.
You come.
Yeah, you come. Yeah, you come. Yuk, come. All right? Y-U-K, K-A-M. And then what's that next name? Cain. Cain. That's Cain. Cain. All right. Yukam, and then Cain, K-A-Y-I-N. You girls liking this a little bit? Writing this down? When you write it like that, you do learn it, don't you? You do learn it. All right. Even though I may be wearing you out with this. All right. Velemek. Velemek, V-E-L-E-M-E-C-H. All right. Now the next word is Shivaim. 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 S-H-I-V-I-M. Shivaim. Right, the second line and the second word, Shivaim. You're going to be able to see these words pretty soon and get them. Shivaim. See, it starts with a shim. Shim. Then shim. Shivaim. Shivaim. And then be shirek. Be shirek. Be shebek. Okay? Be shebek. Or be shabal, that is. Be shabal. Look at the wrong word. Be shabal. Be shabal. B-E-S-I-V-A-H. Be shabek. 70 and 7. 70. Shivaim. Be shabal. Be shabal. Don't twist your tongue up. You got that one?
It's not by, it's V. And is V, not by.
V-E-S-H-I-V-A-H.
Like Viomer is and something, isn't it?
Now, Viomer is a V-A-I.
Oh.
This is V, which is and.
Yeah, Viomer, and he said.
Right. Viomer is said. He said. He kept on saying. Okay. Vishabah, Vishabah, and then Vayada, Vayada, V-A-I-Y-E-D-A, V-A-I-Y-E-D-A, Vayada, and that's and he knew, and he kept on knowing or having sexual relationship. Adam, Adam, that's Adam. Od, Adam, A-D-A-M, you know how to spell that one. And then Od, or as the modern Hebrews say, O-V-D, Od. You actually swallow that V in there, but it's Od. Et, that E-T there, that's et, sign of the direct object. How do you say that last word there? You know that, Randall? Ishtov. Ishtov or Ishtov. Ishtov or Ishtov. Ishtov in biblical Hebrew, Ishtov in modern Hebrew. All right? Bat Teled. The last line, Bat Teled, B-A-T-T-E-L-E-D. And then the last word is for son. Ben. Benjamin. Remember that? Benjamin, son of the right hand. Benjamin. Okay? Here we have Ben. All right. Now let's go back and translate and read this first of all. How many of you can read it now? Read it to me. Brother Mike, can you read this?
Ki Shivatayim, Ukam, Cain, Lamech, Shivaim, Shava.
That's right.
Bayeda, Od, or Adam,
Od,
Et, Ishto, Bataled, Ben.
Boy, that's very good. You get an A+ for that one. Everybody agree? A+, boy. I mean, you do all right. All right. Because 7 times is avenged Cain. All right, look at that. Kept on being avenged Cain. Look at that one. The word Yukam. third person masculine singular, cal perfect, imperfect passive. Shall be avenged Cain. Shall keep on being avenged Cain. And Lamech, be Lamech, and Lamech 70 and 7. 70. Shabiim be Shavah. Shabiim be Shavah. Shabiim be Shavah. Vayeda. And now here we have another word here. 425 is where we are now. I goofed up and didn't look at that. 425. This starts another verse. Yeah, 425. And kept on having sexual relationships. That's what the word Vayida means. Kept on having sexual relationships. Adam, again, or still and continually. Et Ishto, it means with his wife. His wife. Bataled. And she kept on bringing forth a son. She kept on having kids. And she had this next son. Now let's go over here to the next page, which I didn't catch a while ago. Bat-tikra. Bat-tikra, B-A-T-T-I-K-R-A, Bat-tikra. And then what's the next word? That one there you ought to be able to get good at. That little word to sign a direct copy. How do you say that? Et. All right, et. E-T, like you et something, you know. And Shemov. Et Shemov. All right, or Shemov. If biblical Hebrew, Shemov. Modern Hebrew, biblical Hebrew, Shemov. Shemov. All right, and then Shet. 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 All right, Zeth, his name is Shet. Shet. Not Zeth, but Shet. Say Shet. S-H-E-T. All right. Ki. Ki is the next one down below. Shot. All right. Shot. Shet. Or shot, actually, here. Shot. And Li. L-I, S-H-A-T, and then L-I, Shot, Li, Elohim. There's the name for God right there. Elohim, Creator. Elohim. And then the next word down there, that one's an easy word. Very easy. How do you say that one, Brother Randall? Zerah. Zerah. Zerah means seed. Acher. Acher. A-C-H-E-R, Acher, and then Tachat. Tachat. T-A-C-H-A-T. Tachat. And then we run into the guy named Hevel. 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 Who was Hevel? H-E-V-E-L. Who was Hevel? Abel. All right. And then the last line, what is that word? We've seen that one a lot. Anybody know that word? Key. Ha-ra-gav. Ha-ra-go or ha-ra-gav, okay? Say that one, H-A-R-A-G-A-V or G-A-W, Hebrew, biblical Hebrew. And then Kayin. Kayin, last one. K-A-Y-I-N. Now let's go and read the rest of this verse number 25. I had it run together on 2 pages there. I didn't see that I had done that. Vayada Adam Od et Ishtov Bat Veded Ben Bat Tikra et Shemo Shet Ki Shat Li Elohim Zerah Aker Tachat Hevel Ki Haragav Kayin. All right?
Would you read the and called his name,
Et Shemo, and called his name, Shemo, or Shemo, or Shemo. Either way. Shemo, kind of like a W at the end, or Shemov, like a B, modern Hebrew.
On Et, there's an Aleph, and what's the one to the left of that?
Tau. Et.
Can't find it.
Et. That's the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. The first and the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet is the sign of the direct object, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right?
All right.
Let's go back here. And kept on knowing Adam, kept on having sexual relationships again, his wife, and she brought forth a son. Son means what? Ben. What does it mean? It literally means something. It means according to a pattern. According to a pattern.
Close to the tree or something like that.
According to the pattern. When you have a child, if it doesn't come out looking like humans, you've got problems. You know, according to a pattern. And a son sometimes looks like his father, doesn't he? My family, on the Paul side of my family, the Pauls on this side, Willie and Buck and all of them, we are double cousins, so we look a lot alike. If you see pictures of them, you see pictures of me and Dakota. We look a whole lot alike. They said they couldn't believe how much we look like each other. According to a pattern. All right? According to a pattern. That's what son means, according to a pattern. And that Batikra, and she called Et Shemo, his name, Zeth. Now what does Zeth mean?
Substitute.
Huh? Substitute. And she kept on calling, third person feminine singular, calibal, consecutive and perfect, and she kept on calling his name Zeth. She called him Zeth all his life. She had one name for him, Zeth, substitute. All right, now who did he substitute? He didn't substitute.
He substituted he substituted the condition.
Who did he really substitute?
Cain.
No, it would be...
He substituted Cain.
Cain.
Cain was the heir. Oh yes, he was a substitute for Abel also, but he did not take Abel's place. He took Cain's place as the head of the family.
I thought he was Noah's kid.
No, Noah's later. Noah's later. Noah hadn't come along yet. We got to get
Shem. Okay.
We got to get 10 generations before Noah.
Oh,
okay, this is early. Shem, yes, Shem or Zeth is the father of Shem.
Okay,
all of these. It goes all the way. He's the father of Noah. He's the father of Shem. He's the father. By the way, in Hebrew, you don't have grandpa. You have father. You are not grandfather. You are father. Period. They have no name for grandfather. It's just your father. I don't care. Like I say, Sam Paul was my father. He's my great-great-grandfather, but in Hebrew, he's my father. Okay? Simple about that. All right? They have no term for grandfather. Substitute compensation. Key, because he had appointed him God. He has appointed him for me, God. Look at that. Third person masculine, singular, cal, perfect. All right? Shortly, he has appointed for me, God, seed. Seed. All right? Now, Zeth took Abel's place in the lineage, in the seed. Why did he take his place in the seed? Because Cain would no longer, the lineage would never go through Cain anymore. Cut him off. And now he's going to have seed for Abel and for the rest of the family. This would be the faith line. This is the faith line. The seed of the faith line, okay? And another instead of Abel. All right? And what does Abel mean?
Short, brief.
Yes, short, brief. Like a mist, like a vapor. It comes up and goes away. That's what Hebel means, or Abel. Because Haragal, because he had slaughtered him, Cain. He had slaughtered him, Cain. He had slaughtered him, Cain. Cain lost his heirship, all right? And so he was substituted. And he was, this man, this son, this brother was a substitute of Cain and Abel. In all reality, he substituted Cain because he was the firstborn, and he substituted Abel because he was killed. All right? Another child. All right, any other questions?
What's the first letter of for because or something, or because like T? Didn't you say T, or is that K-I? Key.
What's that?
Or because the K, right? T is key, right?
Key.
I sure brought my
K-I
hearing
or K-E-Y, either way you want to say it. Key or key. Key or key. Both sound like key, no matter what. I mean, you can write your own pronunciation of this out if you want to, as you hear me say it. Or you can take mine. Yours is just as good as mine. All I'm doing is trying to say, and I'm doing it in modern Hebrew, so, okay? And I do tell you the biblical Hebrew at the same time. All right. You got any questions about that one? Do you see what year I last did this verse? You see what year that was up there? 11/9/1977. That's a long time ago. Okay? I was taking advanced reading and research in Hebrew in 1977. How long ago was that?
33 years.
87.
Yeah.
97.
Wow.
What, 33 years ago? Yeah. Now that's the last time I took it. Okay? All right. Ulishet. 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 U-L-E-S-H-E-T. Ulishet Gam. G-A-M. Gam. Hugh. H-U. Hugh. Like a rough rated Hugh. All right? And then Yulad. 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 That little short Hebrew word is Y-U-L-L-A-D. And then Ben. Ben. Vayikra. The next line. Vayikra. V-A-I-Y-I-K-R-A. And then Et. Randall, can you pronounce that next word? Shemov. Shemov. Shemov in modern Hebrew, Shemov in biblical Hebrew. What's that next word? What's the next word? Enosh. Enosh. Same just like it is in English, Enosh. Okay? Az. Az. A-Z. Who call. H-U-C-H-A-L. Likro. L-I-K-R-O. Likro. Bishem. And then the word that's unpronounceable. Jehovah. All right? That word ha-the-bar. The last word. Let's go back and read this now. I want you to read this to me if you can. Who can read this? Anybody want to volunteer and read this and get an A+ in the class? Linda?
I can try.
You want to try that? Okay.
Okay. Ulesh.
Uleshet.
Uleshet.
Uh-huh.
Game.
Gom.
Tom. Hugh.
Uh-huh.
Ulay.
Ulad.
Ulad.
Ben.
Ben.
That means according to a pattern. Vayikra.
Vayikra. Enosh.
No. Next word is et.
Et. Oh, okay.
Yeah, et. And then Shemol.
Shemo.
Or Shemov. Either way. Shemol Hebrew, biblical Hebrew. Shemov, modern Hebrew. Enosh.
Enosh.
Okay.
Oz.
Oz. You call.
You call. Likro.
Likro.
Bishem.
Uh-huh. Jehovah.
Jehovah.
Or Ha-the-bar, the name. Or the name. The word or the name. Hashem or Ha-the-bar. Okay? Ulashet. Ulashet Gam Hu Yalad Ben Vayikra Et Shemov Enosh Oz who call Likro Bishem Jehovah. All right? And to Zeth, substitute, compensation, also him was born son. Was having been born son. Third person masculine singular, Cal passive perfect. Had been born son, and called by Yikra, and called third person masculine singular, Cal, well, consecutive and perfect. His name, Et Shemov, Enosh. Enosh means what?
Weakness, sickness, feebleness, dying.
Mortal.
Mortal?
Mortal or dying. You know why? Because we are all dying. We are all dying a little at a time. Okay? A little at a time. I mean, Brother Brett, now you don't think you're dying right now because you are strong, boy.
I am.
Oh, you are strong. But your body, our bodies are weakening and dying by the hour. And by the minute. Okay?
Father Ocean.
Feebleness, dying, weakness, sickness. Oz, then, who call and had become, third person masculine singular, Hafel perfect, to call, Cal infinitive construct, to call, Likra, Bisham, upon name of Jehovah. And men had begun to call upon the name of Jehovah. All right. By the way, the word Enoch there is Epsilon Nu Omega Sierra, Sigma. Enoch. This is how you spell it that's how you spell it in Greek. Okay? Enoch.
What do you have under this? Call upon the name of.
They were either calling upon the name of the Lord in vain or beginning to praise
Okay.
God. They either beginning to
That's what I was-
blaspheme God or call upon the name of the Lord.
Okay.
Okay? One or the other.
Okay.
There's two different opinions.
I've seen them both, yeah.
I've seen both opinions.
I like whoever calls upon the name of the Lord will be saved.
That's right. Whoever calls upon the name of the Lord will be saved. But some of them started blaspheming the name of God.
But this was a godly line.
Yeah,
so that
this is a
doesn't-
godly lie. So that I've heard it the other way, but my opinion is they began to call upon the name of the Lord and be saved. Okay? Call upon the name of the Lord and be saved.
Yeah, you got that note down below there too. Yeah.
I can say down here, Zeth's line was a line of men that began to call upon God. God started spiritual religion with Zeth. That's what I have down there. God started spiritual religion with that. They began to call upon the name of the Lord. All right. Are you about done in? You finished? All right. You got any other questions? You want to do one more verse or you want to quit right here? You want one more verse? You come the furthest, so we'll do one more verse. All right. 5 and verse 1. Okay? 5 and verse 1. We'll do that one. I'm going to do this one. Zed, Sephar, Tididot, Adam, Biyom Berah, Elohim Adam, Bitmet, Elohim Asa'atu. How did that was pretty fast, wasn't it? Zeh, Z-E-H, Sefer, S-E-F-E-R, Sefer, Tibidot, T-I-B-I-D-O-T, Adam, Biyom, Berah, Elohim, Adam. Is this getting easier for you? Maybe? Oh, you're lost. All right. We're on 5 and 1.
Okay.
Zeh, Sephar, Tibidot, first line. Tibidot is the last word to the left. T-I-B-I-D-O-T. The next word is Adam. Adam. Biyom. Bedro. Elohim. Adam. Bidmut. B-I-D-M-U-T. Elohim. Asa. Atov. It's either Atov or Atov. Atov in biblical Hebrew, Atov in modern Hebrew. The last word. Do you like both of this like this, Randall? Or is this confusing you? You're getting both shots at it. I've never heard anybody teach biblical and modern Hebrew at the same time. I'm the only one that ever did that as far as I know. My teachers didn't do it. I had to learn it on my own. All right. And this, the book, Sefer. This, Sefer, the book of the family histories. of the family histories, Adam, in day, had created Bara, all right, Bara, had created, had cut out according to a pattern, cal infinity construct. I want you to pay good attention to this now. We're going to come back and look at this word some more next week. This is a big verse here. God, how did God create Adam? According to his pattern, didn't he?
After his own likeness.
That's his own likeness, all right? All right? According to his own likeness, he created him according to his pattern. Elohim Adam Bidmut. Bidmut, the word Dam is in that word, right in the middle of it. In the blood-flowing likeness. There you go, Brother John. See that one? In the blood-flowing likeness. Dam is in that word, page 198. Elohim, he had made. Now look at the word asa there now. This is not the word create, but it's the word asa. You know what this word asa means? Have you got a fruit tree? What does a fruit tree do?
Produces fruit.
It produces fruit from itself, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Where did Adam come from? God. We have two words for create in this verse right here. Two words for create. One of them is bara, in this case. It's a cal infinitive construct, to create, to cut out according to a pattern. Very beautiful now. Cut out according to a pattern. And then Elohim Adam Bidmot, in his blood-flowing likeness. Beautiful.
That's the fruit tree.
That's like a fruit. Now, no, not, but we come down to the word asa. It's like a fruit tree produces fruit, all right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Gethsemane, it says to produce from oneself. A fruit tree produces fruit from itself, all right? And Genesis 1 and 11, someone read that for me. Genesis 1 and 11. You don't have to read it in Hebrew, because this is where that word comes from. Now, God made Adam according to his pattern, his likeness, and Adam came from God. A product right out of God's hands, from God's self. Brother John, Genesis 1 and 11.
Then God said, let the earth sprout vegetation, plants yielding seed, and fruit trees bearing fruit after their kind.
That's right. The fruit trees bear fruit after their kind. Now here we have something beautiful. Here we have the word bara, and we have the word asa. All right? The book of the family histories of Adam, in the day he had created, it means to create, God, Adam, in his blood-flowing likeness, God, he made him from himself. He literally like as a fruit off of a fruit tree. That's what Adam was. Him, atov. All right? In Greek, all right? In Greek, it's poiein bion. Poiein bion. Brother Randall, you know what that means? Poie means to make. And then bion, the word biology comes from that. So what is that word? To make life. God made life from himself and breathed into it. And we know that God, where is the life flow from? Life is in the dam. What? Life is in the blood. God breathed into Adam. From himself, he breathed blood into Adam, and he became a living nephesh, a living soul. All right? And the blood came from God. And the blood that was shed on Calvary came from God. You understand? Isn't that beautiful?
Isn't it?
You dismiss it. Genesis 5 and 1, Genesis 1 and 1, and Genesis 1. Read Genesis 1 and 1 for me, Randall. In Genesis 1 and 1. Translate it correctly for me, please.
Check the translation.
Okay.
Somewhere in the beginnings, God created the heavens and the earth, and the earth he became formless and void.
Okay. Barashith bara. Here we have bara-she, that be in beginnings. Bara means what?
Created.
Bara, there's perfect tense.
Created.
God had created. Perfect tense. In beginnings, in one of the beginnings, had created God et Hashemayim, the et haaretz, the heavens and the earth. This is the word bara, to cut out according to a pattern, cut out according to the pattern that he wanted it to be. And then it says, and the earth she became formless and void. Right here we see the word bara. In Genesis 1:1, it's, and now you read this, Brother John, I want you to read what it says here. These modern Hebrew, read that verse right there in English. That's their translation of it. What's it say there?
And God began to create heaven and earth.
Is that what it says in Hebrew?
No.
God had created the heavens and the earth. Hashemayim. Does it say heaven there? Does it say heaven singular?
Singular.
Singular. Heaven singular.
They translated because they wanted to
They wanted it. They didn't
show
translate
that
it correctly,
it
did
hadn't
they?
been developed.
They intentionally translated that, didn't translate it, but interpreted it, didn't they?
Mhm.
They intentionally interpreted that verse. Now go over here to 5:1. It's marked there. And where we have the same word, 5 and verse 1. Read what it says there, 5 and verse 1. Their translation.
This is the record of Adam's line when God created man.
God created. What do you think about that word created there?
He didn't create it.
God created man, didn't he? According to a pattern, his pattern. He did create it. Well, why didn't they translate it over there in Genesis? Had created the heavens and the earth. All right?
He had
Because
created.
they didn't believe that.
You've got it. He had created.
Yeah, he had created. That's perfect tense.
Perfect tense.
Perfect tense. It's done.
Done.
He had created. It's not in the process. It's not beginning to create. He created him. This word right here, to create, is more of an idea of to create, but we know, according to the syntax, that God created Adam there. Genesis 1, he created him. He breathed into him. He formed him as he formed the dust of the ground. And breathed into him the breathings of lives, plural. The breathings of lives, plural.
And the life of the flesh is in the blood.
That's right.
That lives includes us.
The what? The lives includes us, yes. When he breathed into Adam, he put your life in him. We were there. When Adam sinned, the reason why we are sinners is because we were there in him. When we sin, our life was in him when he sinned, and therefore the taint is we are tainted. All right? And every time Adam's descendants created another child, they left the sin nature in, except for Mary. Mary didn't have a man, she had God to bring forth the Messiah, which was related to us in the flesh. This is God's Son in the flesh. This is God in the flesh. The Son of God. This is Jehovah, he who shall became. So he could be related to his creation. So he could redeem his creation back to himself. He would be related.
Now you said something though about every time we create, every time a person was created.
Every time a man and a woman get married and they create a baby.
Now that word create.
That baby is doomed to die.
Yeah, but the word created was the one I'm finding issue.
Okay, here we have two words for create, bara and sa. Bara means cut according to the pattern. Asa means to emanate from itself.
Okay.
God created
like
us according to a pattern, but we emanated from God. God didn't create us from something else. We came from God. We're
That's
a primary creator.
Bara.
Bara, he created us. Asa, we came from him.
It's like the fruit tree.
Yes.
Okay.
The fruit comes from the tree. We didn't fall far from the tree.
No.
And then God became related to the human life family again. Isn't this beautiful?
It is.
This is something. Brother John, does this really confirm what he's talking about? God didn't create man from dirt. Man came from God. He came from the same elements as the creation. And then when he became related to mankind in Mary, when God became flesh, then he redeemed not only mankind, but He's going to redeem the whole creation back to Himself. Because He's related to the dirt, He's related to everything, because He made man from the same elements as He created the dirt, the dust of the ground, everything. So we're related. What do you think about that? The Bible just keeps on, when you study it in the original language, it just keeps on confirming. If you're off, the Bible's going to either lead you out of it or lead you to it more firmly. Now, do you think that man was created from dirt, or was he created from the same elements as dust? Because now in 5:1 we have the same verse again. Genesis 5:1 and Genesis 1:1. Genesis 1:11. In Latin, it's pecuniam facere. All right? He's fabricated. All right? Fabricated. God fabricated man. All right? Facere. Fabricated. Genesis 657, if you want to put that down there, it's Kyle and Deej, page 793 and 94 on that Asa there. Bara, page 135 in Brown, Driver, and Briggs.
You got it on here.
Okay. Now, I didn't have Gesenius down there, did I? Under Asa, page 657 in Gesenius. That's this Hebrew lexicon.
No.
You can get a little more out of Gesenius than you get out in Brown, Driver, and Briggs on this word. Okay? Is that enough now? Can I go?
No, I don't know.
You're not
I'm thinking about it.
Well, I know it is good to see your students excited. All right. We'll start in 5 and 2 next week. 5 and 2 next week. 3 and verse 7. Five and 2. Thank you for your attention tonight. I don't mean to bore you to death with this.
Oh my God.
With the language itself. The words and the translation is what I want to bring across. I don't want to kill you with the Hebrew. I mean, I hope you're learning a little of it, but I don't want to bore you to death with it. It's overtaken some of them, but I want to give you enough of it where you can learn a little Hebrew, but I don't want to just drag you down. When I taught Greek grammar and Hebrew grammar, it was a dragging death. It's horrible. All I can say. I mean, it is boring.
Without the translation.
Without the Bible is a living book.
Uh-huh.
So when you teach the Bible and you learn some Hebrew with it, it's good. When you teach the Bible, the Greek, and learn some Greek with it, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I try to make it alive because it's alive. You get a little bit of this. I'm not trying to. I try to give you what the Septuagint says and this different one. See, life. To make life. God made life. And the life came from God. See? Because the fruit didn't fall far from the tree. All right. Did you learn something there tonight, Brother John, on that verse? 5 and verse 1. I was going to teach a whole night on that one.
Well, it would take
good.
it. It would take it.
It's something else. All right. Let me turn you loose on the world and go out and do something eternal this week. Brother Randall, would you dismiss us in prayer?
Our God and Father, we thank you for your word. We thank you for being able to study the original language which you have given us your word. And we thank you for your Son and the redemption that you offer us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I want to thank you for your prayers. I had to do that wedding yesterday, and I tell you,